Alright, how's everyone doing it? I'm planning to always do these car ones. I think it's pretty fun. I mean, if I want to take the time to drive, I might as well make a video, right? I figured today we could talk about spiritual awareness. Spiritual awareness. And why is it an issue? You know, why is it an issue based upon beliefs? Spirituality and beliefs. Why do we focus spirituality on a belief? You know, what is a belief structure? You know, belief structure, at least for me personally, is wanting to know it's real, but not sure if it's real. Wanting to know if it's real, but not sure if it is real. How do we discover is spirituality, energy, synergy, ET beings, angels, demons? How do we know and how do we discover if it's real? There are so many stories and facts that spiritual beings, shadow beings, ETs, UFOs, spiritual encounters with Christ and God, Creator. There's so many stories and facts and even scientific proof that spirits are real, that energy and synergy is real. So why, with all the facts and proof that spirits and spirituality is real, why is it so hard for people to not discover it or want to search or seek for it? A lot of people just don't even know how to comprehend it because they never had a spiritual encounter. Like for me personally, I have experienced spirits and spiritual dreams. I've experienced shadow beings a lot in my dreams through childhood and teenage years. So I've had those kind of encounters. I've always had Christ as my foundation, but it's not just because of religion. It's because I have discovered and have felt that spiritual energy surrounding me. You know, I feel the connection with all living things, you know, animals and plants and trees. You know, you can feel it. You know, it's that tingling sensation, you know, like, you know, if your leg is asleep or your arm is asleep, you know, that tingling sensation, but you can feel it through your body. You can feel those cold spots. You can just sense those presence. You know, you can sense the presence. And for those who never had those kind of spiritual encounters, they don't even know where to begin. And it would be hard for them to even discover it if they don't know where to even look. And again, this comes into play with self-healing. You know, if you never had any kind of religious background, you're not going to even know where to begin. And I really feel that's where a lot of humanity's struggles come from, is that lack of spiritual awareness. You know, and how can you even discover that spiritual awareness if you've never encountered it? But honestly, everybody has, in some way, shape, or form, has encountered spiritual awareness, whether it be through dreams or even talking with people. I mean, you never know if you have talked with an angel in human form. You really have to pay attention to your surroundings. This is why I talked about in my last video about, you know, what are you paying attention to? You know, what is your will and intent? If you have a will and intent to have a spiritual encounter, you are going to have a spiritual encounter, but you got to know what you're looking for. You don't want to feel you have to discover it in a physical form. A lot of people really feel they have to have a physical encounter to make it real. You know, solid objects make you know it's real, right? Solid objects make you know it's real because you see it, you can taste it, you can feel it, so you know it's real. But if you can't taste it, you can't see it, you don't know if it's real or not. And that's the illusion, is that you're focusing too much on the physical aspect. And then this is where the mind comes into play, and where a lot of people don't think spirituality is real because they think it's just the mind. They think it is just the mind. And when you have that mindset, you're limiting yourself. And what is the mind? Your mind is set up with your body. It is set up with your nervous system. It is what makes your body move and work. It's what makes your body move and work. And this happens in your dream state. It allows you to move and work in your dream state. It's all connected to nerves. Say, for example, for a blind person that has never experienced what life looks like in the physical world, but yet when they dream, they can see everything clearly, from trees and houses, and every little detail of physical reality is already there for them. So this comes to the conclusion that that the mind is not totally at work with your experiences. Because if you have never seen a tree in your whole life, but yet you can see a tree perfectly in your dream, that tells you you're having a spiritual encounter, because you have seen it before. You have seen a tree before, but not with your physical eyes. So therefore, it is not the mind that is at work then. And you can do research on that, things like that, because with the mind, there's many different frequencies and electrical currents that go to the mind for different sensations. So you have to put it all together as a whole. Spirituality is not, energy is not totally part of the mind or the body, because you have two bodies. You got the physical body and you got the spiritual body, or the light body. And you have to research on that. I mean, people can see auras, people can see spirits and entities, shadow beings, there's so many things that come into the effect of spirituality. Spirituality is not a belief. Spirituality is science. Spirituality is science. Spirituality is no longer separate from science because there's too much proof right now. And that you just have to do research on. So with that being said, I'm where I need to be. So love yourself, keep shining bright, and talk to you in a little bit.